How would you like to get access up to 250,000 you can use for a variety of needs and get term lengths up to 12 years? Hi, welcome into this BHG Pro loan review where I, Michael from Viral Funding Solutions, will be unpackaging all you need to know about this platform, from the business loans to the personal loans, credit cards. Is it even legit? Worth your time, pros and cons, alternatives, and so much more, so you can finally power yourself forward. But before I get started, if this is the first time you're watching me, I do come out with content like this on all small business loans, personal loans, building business credit the right way, and taking advantage of different opportunities online. So if you have not subscribed yet, please go ahead and do so. Click that bell notification icon so you do not miss any future videos I will be coming out with. Let's get right into this. We're looking at the home page. Now, BHG Pro Loans, that's for short. It's called Bankers Healthcare Group, is the longer name. And they are this sort of all-around lending company that will match you if you need a small business loan, you need personal loans, maybe credit cards. They like to specialize in like healthcare, as the name states. So in like the medical professions, they put a high emphasis on these professions. And they usually want to take in people who have these excellent credit scores, usually around like a 740 plus. They will check up on revenue, so annually maybe around 150,000 plus. Although they do serve other professions you can get through a business loan, it wouldn't specifically be my first place to go to, outside of the healthcare and even in the medical profession. And I know a lot of us don't have high enough of a credit score. The revenue isn't where it needs to be, or maybe you just have fluctuations and you're looking for a different type of business funding. So I'm going to get through that. So make sure you stick with me till the end of this video. But it says here, you focus on the future, we'll fund it. And then there's a little spot where you can place what is your desired loan amount, and then you can see your payments. There are no application fees, commitment, or impact on personal credit to estimate your payment. Learn why a growing number of professionals and business owners are choosing BHG over traditional lenders. And then a little bit of what they have here is you'll receive exceptional service each step of the way. And here's kind of more or less a 3-step process of how fast it goes. So it's fast and easy. You get approved in as little as 24 hours and funded in as few as 3 days. Their application process requires minimal paperwork to deliver your loan as quick as possible. If you've never gone business funding or some type of a personal loan online, what you should come to know is a lot of it is really fast. And it depends, again, on the business loan. Maybe it's an SBA, it takes longer. But for most like unsecured, even secured business term loans, merchant cash advances, business lines of credits, and so forth, you can expect the funding to be deposited in your account very quickly. Now, over here, flexible and affordable, they offer funds up to 250,000 for a wide variety of needs, plus repayment terms up to 12 years. Now, I know that sounds well and all, but I do want to keep your expectations at bay. I know many of us are programmed to those SBA loans, or how we see other personal loan companies giving us this amount of time and the flexibility in these types of payments and so forth. But the reality is not everybody qualifies for all that. And even if you do, it's not always in the best of your interest for what you're going to be using the funds for. Why would you want extra interest? Why would you want to actually take up all that time? And it'll be more costly. So you got to think about these things. And that's what I communicate a lot on this channel. But let's get into this. You control your monthly payments, so it's affordable, as affordable as you can. Available and friendly, their loan specialists will treat you like a human being, not just a business transaction. They're available to you 7 days a week with late night hours, Monday through Friday until midnight. So that's an advantage. I do always recommend going with more of a personalized and customized approach. And even before I jump into the business funding, if you need any type of help getting business funding, there will be a quick funding form down below this video in the description where I will get in touch with you. This was going to be one of the best ways to do it. I know there are many platforms out there like you got the Lendios, the Lending Tree. You got a lot of different companies who provide you with options, but they're not always the best. And even when you go through platforms like BHG, you're still unsure about them. And maybe you're not in the medical profession and they put a high emphasis on that. You have to have better the credit score has to be higher, and all the different details need to be put into place, and you don't qualify for that. then this funding form will be down below in the description. Simply fill it out. I'll get in contact with you via email. I'll send you your best option, your options on the table, breaking it down very thoroughly with numbers, unlike other people will do. And I won't harass you, and I won't, be that person who's continuously just calling every day and texting and trying to email you. I know those things are a burden. They just suck. So this will be down below. Just fill out the simple funding form. It'll look like something like this more or less. So you can get in touch and I can help you with understanding the best business funding that you need and any other details. So financing has never been simpler. You can explore your options, estimate your monthly payment in just 2 minutes with their online calculator. You can apply online or over the phone, get your funds really fast, approval in as little as 24 hours and funding in as fast as few as 3 days. And see what your monthly payment will be. That'll be there. Here's what some people are saying. This was very straightforward loan process with several different prepayment options. I would definitely recommend this company using them again in the future. From Gerald. Prompt, courteous, and detail-driven professional staff all around. My plan is to be a repeat customer. Many thanks. You can see some people saying that, and I'll get into some of those reviews a little bit later, but let's now look into their different loans. And again, the information of that funding form and all other details I'll leave down below in the description so you can learn more about alternatives and everything you need to look for. So explore which loan is right for you. You can come here and select either business loans, personal loans, you have the SBA 7A loans, and then you have the startup loans. What I do want to keep your expectation at is when they say startup loans, does that necessarily mean that if you have no revenue, you can get business funding? Not exactly. So you have to take that word not at face value, and you have to investigate a little bit more because no lender just gives out straight funding to somebody who hasn't proven any kind of revenue to come in or any kind of business fund, any business details. And it's just a very high risk. They don't know if they're getting their money back. You see a lot of small businesses closing and all these things happening. So they offer these options. And if you need help deciding, you can always fill out a form there. So if we click on business loans, I'll show you that. Fast, flexible loans tailored to the unique needs of your business. Business loan features amounts from $20,000 to $250,000. The approval is as little as 24 hours, funds in as few as 3 days. It won't affect your personal credit. No personal collateral is required. Extended terms up to 12 years. Premium service 7 days a week. So I want you to pay close attention to where it says extended terms up to 12 years. This can be very catchy for many of us business owners. And I know the loan amounts are high, and some of us are like, well, we would actually want more. I would actually want more than that. But do you even qualify is the question. Like a lot of us, and I've been speaking to many business owners who I say, well, we won't qualify for 500,000. And they see a program that says like up to 250,000. Where they're like, oh, I want to get to five. After everything I've explained and like put it into detail, they still don't understand. The thing is, we look at things like revenue, cash flow, amount of deposits in the accounts. If we need to go for taxes, we'll do that, especially for SBA type of loans. The amount of checks, the amount of daily balances, balance left over at the end of the month, the types of withdrawals you're making, all these deposits that go into the accounts with bank statements, the FICO credit score, your any kind of history, what do you have there, time in business, etc. The list goes on and on. So you got to take this at face value. Won't affect your personal credit score. Simple solutions, fast funding. You can consolidate business debts, grow your business, start a business, hire extra employees, upgrade technology, improve cash flow. So it's everything we come to know if you've been around the block for looking through business funding. This is what's to be expected and even more. So you usually can get a lump sum of capital that you can inject however you need to into your business, marketing, advertising, equipment, payroll, hiring more employees. That list goes on and on. I didn't even reach the surface on it. I do respect what they're doing, and they can give you a customized loan approach. Although, the extended terms up to 12 years, you have to keep into respect the types of, they like going for the healthcare side of things in that industry. And even if you're in the healthcare industry, you might want more. You might want a more customized approach. You want something that can offer you even lower rates, can offer you the best funding possible for your specific scenario, and so much more. And so there are alternatives to this business loan program. And one of those I highly recommend, and you've probably heard me say this on the channel already, is David Allen Capital Inc., where you can get up to 2 million incredibly fast funding, approval within a day, funds deposited within a day to two, as much as a week, depending on your profile and what we have to look for in your portfolio, how much time it may take. But it's usually very fast funding, up to 2 million. You get an advance given to you, and you have these repayments from 4 to 24 months. Now, I know that's not up to 12 years, but you have to keep this in the reality that if you don't have the funding details, and if it doesn't make sense for what funds you're getting, it doesn't make sense to do. Like, I spoke to an individual today. I had to ask him what his uses for funds were. I knew how much he was requesting. Well, okay, you only need this much and you're only going to use it for this. So, and I asked them, would it make sense to do something shorter? And they said, yeah, I wouldn't want to have something that's even longer. And I didn't even have to ask that, knowing that getting you something beyond 2 years, 2 to 10, 2 to 12, however long that is, it wouldn't have made sense. You're going to have too much interest added. So it depends on your projects, what type of expansion, if you're in that phase, how big, how small that expansion is. Does it make sense to do more? If so, then we look more at the criteria. And a lot of the times people get rejected. So 4 to 24 months gives you more than enough time to pay back. And they even have an up to 25,000 same day instant approval program through Bank Breezy here that a lot of people have had success getting funding with. And you just need 5,000 plus in monthly bank revenue. What is that? About 60,000 as opposed to 150,000 with BHG. So that already cuts a lot. And so all you need of that is a business checking account, 6 months in business, 450 plus FICO credit score, and then all industries are included. Get more when needed. Payment history will earn you more. Receive funds time and time again. Add-on funds are available. You get a personalized account manager to help you, so you don't have to feel like this lone wolf. Plus, you get myself included as a bonus to help you, to mentor you, which I do to so many people. And so this information will be down below in the description. You can view video content that I've already created on David Allen Capital's up to 2 million program. They're up to 25K program. They even have customer financing, payment processing. And one of the biggest ones that they've come out with is their business line of credit program. So if you don't want a lump sum, maybe you want to withdraw and use the funds when you need them most. Maybe there's a seasonal challenge. Maybe you just need it right now and you don't need the full amount to use, and you can take as much as you need to and only pay interest on that. So this video will be down below in the description as well, so you can learn more about the line of credits. But I have respect for their business loans. You just got to keep it in perspective. With Bank Breezy, you can get funding as soon as the same day instant approval. Even with their up to 2 million can be much faster, and it doesn't also affect anything. It's a soft pull, and there is no collateral, no hard credit checks, right? And we actually don't calculate on interest rates with David Allen Capital. We do total payback, which makes it less confusing. So that's what I would recommend as one of my go-to solutions. And I also have other content like with companies such as Go Capital and how to get unsecured business term loans from 2 to 10 years if you qualify, if it even makes sense to do. That I will leave down below in the description. So let's continue moving forward here. And at any point, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please voice them to me down below. And also in the description, I'll leave my email, social media handles, and ways for you to get a hold of me. But the quickest way, like I tell people, is filling out this business loan form. If you are in real estate financing as well as a real estate investor, then I'll leave a form for that so you can check out as well. So personal loans, let's go there. And I wrote a few notes here just so I can make sure I go over them thoroughly, and we'll be getting into some of the other places. Take control of your personal financing. What's your ideal loan amount? You can put that info there. With BHG, you can finance up to 200,000 with an affordable payment that can extend out to 7 years, and a personal loan, and personal loan solutions don't require any collateral. Here are some of the features. Extended repayment terms that are up to 7 years. Large loan amounts up to 200,000. Affordable low monthly payments may be approved in as few as 24 hours. Funding in as few as 5 days. No personal collateral is required. You can use these funds for things such as debt consolidation, investment, home improvement, major purchases, life events, and dream vacations. So that's one option on the table as an alternative to these personal loans. personal/startup loans too, I should say, is a company called Go Capital here. And I strongly recommend them for personal loans. And I won't get into the huge detail on this. I'll have a specific video I made for them down below in the description. But you can get loan amounts from $25,000 up to $500,000. That terms are up from 1 to 5 years with monthly payments. Rates that range from 6% to 18%. So while it gives you those rates that are lower, you can have those monthly payments that are more predictable. And the thing that I like about it is they deal with, all 50 states, and they can help with Canada, Puerto Rico as well, and we can move from there. So this I'll leave down below in the description. There's also personal/startup loans, as I'm putting right here on screen for you, and you can view more about how these work. So loan amounts from $25,000 to $500,000, terms from 3 to 10 years with monthly payments, rates ranging from 6% to 18%. And then how to qualify. A lot of these, they have a 700 plus FICO credit score on 2 or 3 bureaus, 5 active revolving accounts, history of installment loans, less than 3 inquiries in the last 6 months on each bureau, 40% credit utilization or less, verifiable income, taxes, pay stubs, W-2, etc. Fill out a simple online application. So I won't go too into detail on that, but I'll leave it down below in the description. Now, we're going into the SBA 7A loans, and I also made content on that. My preferred channel on how to get an SBA loan, one of those companies being Go Capital that provides you with it. But this would be, of course, longer terms, up to 25 years, no balloon payments, 100% financing for most loan types, use funds for a variety of business purposes. And it won't affect your personal credits. And over here where you can use the funds for real estate renovation or expansion, new location, startup or acquisition, business self-consolidation, equipment purchase, and that list will go on and on. So I'm not going to spend too much time on that. It's pretty self-explanatory, but I'll leave content on it where to get started down below. And then the startup loans, as I went through more or less with the Go Capital side, but here it is for BHG. Amounts from $20,000 to $250,000. Approval in as little as 24 hours. Funds in as few as 3 days. No personal collateral is required. Extended terms up to 12 years. Won't affect your personal credit. And reasons to pursue your side business, and just a few bits of details in there. So professions we serve. And you can see they offer a variety of different industries, and they do focus a lot on the healthcare side of things. And like I said earlier, to have a 740, 700 and above FICO credit score, that might already disqualify you. So you have other options as the other companies that I've been mentioning throughout this video. So let's go over here and see if anything that I missed. But again, everything will be down below in the description. Let's view some of these things here. Professors, credit cards. Watch this. I'm going to show you something. See if I can find it here. Okay. So it isn't as obvious to see this because they work with another company as well where they've offered credit cards. On the credit card side of things, I don't know how open they are with that, but you can see over here they have the manager account for credit cards put there. See this pop up. So you can get information, 24 access to your account, check your balance, review transactions, pay bills, and more. So they have the BHG business credit cards. These usually do have some type of a hard pull, and just have to be aware of that. And they can offer like 0% interest up to 12, 18 months, etc. So there is an advantage there. Some of the things with the business loans is they don't really affect your personal or go even reporting to business credit. So in a way, like that may be good if you have too much debt to income. You don't want something appearing, especially with like the credit cards. If you don't want If you want a higher utilization rate, but you don't want any of this reporting, which is part of the downside if you're trying to build some type of business credit and have things reporting so it can help you. That's part of the downside. But if you're in that position, it's kind of like a hidden secret or a hidden tunnel where you can do that and get these types of credit cards. And to get your credit card, you have to do things like this to activate it, which is putting the card number and just a few bits of information to activate your own card number once you get it. But that's what you would expect from BHG Pro on their credit side. Let me see, I'm put some notes down here on my document to make sure I covered everything. If you want a higher credit utilization rate, those may be able to help you. And if you go over it, but you don't want things reporting to the credit bureaus, then that may be a solution for you to pursue. But that's as far as I'm going to go on the credit card side of things. And just opened up here like Trustpilot. What are people saying? Easy, fast, and friendly. Easy, fast, very low stress process that took a huge weight off my shoulder. Will definitely refer family and friends. Let's see. A bunch more I could go through. So far, I have had great interactions, customer service, and finding opportunities with BHG, the Business Credit Bureau, Better Business Bureau. I continuously receive solicitations in the mail from BHG. I have never made an inquiry to this company and do not want their services. I am being harassed on a weekly basis. So one thing you have to keep in mind is if you do not want to continuously be contacted by companies, and it is hard, I get it. When you're trying to look for some credit cards, you're trying to just, and we didn't even go into it thoroughly here. I just gave you some quick, high utilization rates, the 0%, and what's affordable there and what you can take. But even when you try to get a business loan, you put your information for personal loans, you keep getting harassed and contacted. And I hate that myself. I can't get out of it. Somehow they just end up coming back. I don't know where they appear, but they're appearing here and there because they send your information. Sometimes your information is distributed to one person and then it's gone to another person. So those people and these companies are contacting you. That's why when you apply for different online marketplaces, you have to be careful when doing that. And they're not always in the best interest and they don't always give you the best things. So that's pretty much everything I wanted to cover. And if you need help getting startup funding, and even if you're not a startup, then look down below to pick up my free business credit building video series that'll walk you through extensively what you need to build on the foundation, how to move forward, how to set everything up so you have access to over 250,000 that's not tied to your social security number or your personal credit score. And you can start getting business funding through building business credits. And if you need help getting pre-approved, understanding what it takes when you walk into an application, with 110% confidence and certainty, you will be approved without wasting time. We're talking about days, weeks, months, and even years of sifting through old, outdated, scammy type of information. Then pick this up. I'll leave it down below in the description, as well as all the other content I've already talked about, the alternatives. So, some pros and cons. They're flat, they're fast, they're flexible funding for professionals. They do like to specialize for a lot of the part. They have no application fees, commitment, or impact on personal credit to estimate payment. No personal collateral is required. Fast and easy, flexible and affordable, and they're available and friendly. But again, they wouldn't be my first source to come to, and not trying to be biased, but I've been around the space for a long time, and as a small business owner, you want to get the best solution available. So look for all that down below in the description, and if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and do so, and click the bell notification icon so you do not miss any future videos I will be coming out with.